Hi, my name is Reeden. Welcome to Oxford Online English. Today, you can learn about the most important verb in English, to be. You'll learn how to use be in simple sentences and questions. The verb be is everywhere in English. We use it all the time, so you need to know how to use be correctly. Do you know the sentence, to be or not to be? That is the question. It's from Shakespeare's Hamlet. It's only 10 words long and uses the verb to be 3 times. So if you want to speak well, practicing the verb to be will help your English. How to use different forms of be. Be has different forms. Let's look. We say, I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, you are, they are. Do you know these forms? If not, repeat them again and again until you know them perfectly. Let's do it one more time. I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, you are, they are. What about my brother? My brother am, my brother are, my brother is. Which is correct? My brother, he, my brother is. What about the cups? The cups am, the cups are, the cups is. Which is correct? The cups, they, the cups are. Next, let's look at how to make simple sentences with be. How can we use be? There are many ways. We can use be with a number. I am 29 years old. You are 190 centimeters tall. It is 5 o'clock. We can use be with a noun to say what something is. He is a doctor. She is a student. It is a cookbook. You can use be with an adjective like hungry or quiet. We are hungry. You are very quiet. They are German. Okay, what if you want to make a negative sentence? It's easy to make negative sentences with be. Just add not after the verb. I am 29 years old. I am not 29 years old. Sarah is a student. Sarah is not a student. We are hungry. We are not hungry. What about he is a doctor? Can you make it negative? He is not a doctor. Easy, right? Good. Let's look at how to make short forms, contractions, with be. When we speak, we often make short forms, also called contractions, with be. What am I talking about? You saw the example, I am 29 years old. We don't usually say this. We usually say, I'm 29 years old. I'm is a short form or contraction. We take 2 words and put them together. This is easier to say. Let's look at some more short forms with the verb be. I am, I'm. You are, you're. He is, he's. She is, she's. It is, it's. We are, we're. They are, there. You can also make short forms with nouns. Sarah is a student. Sarah's a student. My camera is Japanese. My camera's Japanese. What about short forms with negatives? Let's look. I am not. I'm not. You are not. You aren't. You're not. He is not. He isn't. He's not. She is not. She isn't. She's not. It is not. It isn't. It's not. We are not. We aren't. We're not. They are not. They aren't. They're not. Let's look at some examples. I am not 29. I'm not 29. He is not a doctor. He isn't a doctor. Or he's not a doctor. Okay, your turn. It is not a cookbook. What are the two short forms? It isn't a cookbook, or it's not a cookbook. Let's do one more. They are not German. Can you make the short forms? They aren't German, or they're not German. When you speak English, remember to use short forms with be. You'll sound more natural. Let's learn to do one more thing with be. Let's see how to use be to make simple yes-no questions. Look at the sentence. He is a doctor. Can you make a yes-no question from the sentence? Is he a doctor? What happened? We moved the verb be to the beginning. Let's look at another example. Sarah is a student. Can you make the question? Is Sarah a student? Okay, one more, a bit different. You are Italian. Can you make the question? Are you Italian? The same thing happens. Just move be to the beginning. What about they are German? Can you make the question? Are they German? Same idea again. Not too difficult, right? Okay, let's review what we've studied in this class. Can you remember what you learnt in this lesson? We saw how to make simple sentences with be, how to make short forms with be, and how to make simple questions with be. Remember, you can watch the video again to review the topic if you want to. Want more practice? Look at the full lesson on our website, oxfordonlineenglish.com. That's the end of the lesson. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found it useful. See you next time.